What's up, guys, and welcome to Gridiron Gamers Episode 4 with Connor, Grant, and our first guest ever, the Johnny B.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Dude, this is awesome. First guest.
Yeah, I'm honored to be the first guest on this podcast.
And it's also your first podcast ever.
Yeah, it is. I've always wanted to be a part of one, but I just never had the opportunity. But now I do, and it's definitely I'm appreciated for.
It's like a Gold Glove. We got him first. Just watch as he listens to this and be like, okay, time to troll.
Oh, God. He'll probably make fun of me when he comes back from NC, but it's all good. I make fun of him all the time, so.
I'll go on Facebook and see that Johnny posted 97 posts, and you're like, podcasts are awesome. Brendan's going to be like, what?
Yeah, I'm just bragging to my Facebook friends how awesome podcasts are.
And then you're going to tell him, yeah, I was on the Gridiron Gamers, and he's going to be like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Who are those guys?
It's like, what? I don't understand.
We're not even on his radar. Nope. Johnny, introduce yourself. Like, tell us something about you.
Like I said, my name is the Johnny B. I'm basically I'm no one too special. I'm just a guy that likes video games, and I somehow have like 840 followers on Twitter. I don't even know how that happened, but I do. And some people know me as just the guy who is real life friends with Brendan O'Neill or Gold Glove, and that's basically my only claim to fame, or if I have any fame. But that's basically who I am. I just like video games. I'm a big Gears of War fan. I've been playing Gears of War for about 6 years now. Jeez. And
wow.
I've played game battles with it. I'm not competitive wise, but that's one of my favorite games ever. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about myself. Like I said, I'm not too special.
Hi, Johnny.
Yes, Johnny, this is our foreigner, Grant.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Shut up.
Whoa, that's inappropriate.
He's our English compadre.
Yes.
English compadre.
Okay, so let's just jump into Gears. Like, I can't believe Gears has been around for 6 years.
Yeah.
I still haven't even played it.
Well,
you just got an Xbox. You're missing out.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so the story of Gears of War is actually done by the same guy who does the Halo storylines, Eric Nyland. And it's a fantastic story. I mean, in Gears of War 3, and, when the one thing happened where the truck ran into the one area, John, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I don't want to give spoilers, but it's just like, that was a great scene, and it's like, even Brennan was like, this is the saddest scene in all of video games. And it really was. Like, I watched that going like, wow, I was just blown away.
It's the kind of game where, there's obviously 3 games and it's a trilogy. And over the years, you become, even though I've played multiplayer more than I have, story-wise, I've always been interested in the story, and I've always been kind of like attached. I feel attached anyway to the Gears of War characters. Marcus, Dom, Baird, Cole, Anya, even like the miscellaneous ones. And I mean, obviously, not to spoil anything. I mean, like that kind of scene, it hits you, and that's when a game does that. I mean, it feels like it. I don't know. It's just it was done right, and it was sad, but it was a great scene.
One thing that like the Call of Duty franchise never did was make it so that I actually knew the characters. Yeah. Because you were always jumping from one character to another, and you pretty much know 2 characters. That's about it. Price and Soap.
That's about it. So
it's like the Halo stories, the Gears of War stories. You know the characters. Okay, yeah, there are the Carmines and the other Gears that are just kind of side characters. But it's like the main characters, the ones that you should know. You know them. Like there is no doubt. You could probably go in deep into their backgrounds and know whatever you wanted about them because you were connected with them. And that's a beautiful story that Gears has.
Yeah, I've always liked the Gears story. I've always been interested in it, and I'm actually reading. They have about 4 books out right now, and I've been reading those the past couple of months, and it's a really interesting read. I suggest if anyone in this pod or listen to the podcast, yeah, they have books about 4 books. The 5th one comes out next month, I think. If people have always wondered if there's going to be a prequel in the next game, well, technically there is a prequel, but it's the first book. The first book is about how Marcus and Dom basically came to meet, and like it was about how they became part of this secret commando mission before Emergence Day, like during the Pendulum Wars. and how you meet Dom's brother. It's like anyone who likes
Dom
Gears
has
of
a
War.
brother?
Yeah, he has a brother. It's been mentioned, I think, like briefly in Gears 1 and Gears 2, but the first book kind of brings it all together. But yeah, I suggest if you are a big fan of Gears of War and you love it, then I suggest reading the books because it is a good read, and it's always interesting to learn about the characters that you've known for many years.
That's a very big Eric Nyland thing to do because he did the same thing with the Halo stories. He has books come out that kind of had a prequel. Like he talked about Reach before Halo Reach even came out as a video game. Like he kind of gave that backstory to Halo, and then when you play the video game though, you're just like, okay, so I'm some guy that was frozen. Now I'm here. What happened? And you go back and read the book. It's like, oh, so this is what happened. This is what happened. And to see that done in years as well. I mean, I personally love it because it makes it so that there's more content for you to interact with.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
Another thing about Gears is that it came out like it's a third-person shooter. And it came out around the times that first-person shooters were exploding.
You know, I think the biggest thing that nobody really knows about Gears of War is that Gears of War was originally meant to be a first-person shooter, not a third-person.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I heard it like way back in the day, but yeah, apparently the goal was to have first-person, and they said, no, we're going to do third-person, like right at the last minute. And just like they did multiplayer, Gears of War was meant to be a straight campaign-based game, but they didn't even think about multiplayer. Then, like Gears 1, they just kind of threw it in at the last minute. Like that's why it was all broken and glitchy and stuff, but it was successful. But I think that's one of the more interesting things that I learned about Gears of War is that it wasn't even meant to be what it is today. So I don't know.
I never knew that. Wow.
Yeah, I was just like, what? First-person shooter? I can't even imagine Gears being a first-person shooter.
I can't either, especially with the whole blind fire thing. Like it's a very underutilized thing that they have with the blind fire. I was listening to another podcast, and they were talking about that very same thing. It's like, what if, like, Call of Duty had blind fire? Well, I mean, everybody would camp. Like, it wouldn't even work.
Everybody
Explain
does.
to me what blind fire is real quick.
So, in Gears of War, because you have your third-person view kind of thing, you can put your back against cover
Oh, gotcha.
and kind of squat
Just
and
shoot.
put your gun over.
Yeah,
But your
gotcha.
camera makes it so you can see the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's a very clever thing to do in a video game. I mean, you know, in real life, that'd be implemented like no other. That, I mean, as they would say in video game terms, that would be OP. But if they would put that in Call of Duty, it's just like it would break the game. But
It
in
would
Gears,
completely change the game.
in
how it's
Gears, you
played.
can't really camp.
No, not. I mean, even with the addition of sawed-off, Gears of War has never been a game with that you can just hide. Because the thing is, like, even with the stalemates they used to have, like, you would never see anybody just... Because the maps aren't even that big, first of all. Like, the maps, like, in Gears 1 and 2 were pretty decently sized, but not, like, too big, but not too small either. So there's nowhere you can hide, basically. And it's not it wasn't a respawn game. A lot of people who jump into Gears of War 3 now, they didn't have Team Deathmatch back then. They didn't, like, have King of the Hill back then. They had Warzone and they had Execution. It was basically the search and destroy of Gears of War, just to make it easier for people to understand. Like, it was 4v4, and you had one life per round, and if you died, you had to wait till the next round to respawn in. And that's why... Oh, go ahead.
I'm really glad that they decided to change that because it definitely slowed the pace of the game, and it kind of made it for me. It's like, okay, especially for a player that died a lot, it was like, okay, I died. Now, how long do I have to wait again? Oh, until the next round? Boring.
Yeah, well, Gears of War was a very hardcore audience, like a hardcore audience game, because it was like a lot of people liked that because it was like it raised the bar up, and, you know, it was intense, it was aggressive, it brought new strategies to multiplayer that not a lot of people like really knew what to do, and yeah, you know, it was pretty hardcore based because a lot of great players played Gears of War 1, and like there were some of the casual people, like some of my friends who wanted to play Gears, kind of stayed away from that because of, you know, how good players were. So I'm always up for new players coming into Gears, and I mean, like, sawed off retro, yeah, you know what, for people who played it a long time, it sucks, but, you know, we shouldn't isolate new players just because we don't want new things in the game.
Right.
So I've always wanted new people to play Gears, and yeah, I mean, some people might say, might disagree with me, but we should never ever isolate someone from not playing a game just because we don't want new things introduced like TDM or sawed off or retro. We should always take the opportunity to play a game that we want without having to worry about these veterans think that we're dumb or whatever for playing our game. Then introducing new things, it's their fault. Well, no, like that's not the case.
You really have to build on the game. Like you have to have what made your game popular to like hardcore consumers, but you have to add on to that for casual. But you can't lose the hardcore audience. It's a very difficult balance. But Gears did perfectly. They kept Warzone. They kept execution. They made it so sawed off and retro were they had their downfalls. I mean, sawed off is like if you don't hit it with your first shot, you're down for like 4 seconds. And with a retro, it's pretty much if you're from far away, it's the accuracy just goes crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really did good.
Yeah, they did. They've done a really good job, and I love Gears 3. I love it to death, and I've just been playing it nonstop. Basically, I mean, it's a game that I really got more bang for my buck, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely a game. I need to start trying to play more games, but like with school and everything, I have like not as much time as I want. But I think definitely this summer I'm going to get into Gears and try and figure some things out and see if I can
I'd happily get into Gears.
Now,
if
what
I
do you
had
think
a
will be next for
360.
Gears?
What's that? What they'll do next?
Yeah.
I think if there is a fourth Gears, despite stating that it's only a trilogy, and I doubt that it will be a trilogy, but if they do a fourth game, and I don't know, like I kind of want to avoid the whole it's going to be a prequel thing just because it's way too obvious if they did that, but I would like to see. I'm really interested to have a Gears of War where it was the Pendulum Wars. And this is like Pendulum Wars, for those who don't know, that was the war before the Emergence Day. So before Locust, it was humans versus humans. COG, you can consider it the Civil War era. And it was fought over emulsion, which is like the fuel era, basically. So people, I think it'd be really interesting to have a Gears of War where it's humans versus humans and it's like no Locust yet. And to have the story, and then see what our favorite characters were like, kind of pre-Emergence Day, because Dom had his wife and his kids, and Marcus was like the war hero before he got sent to jail and all that stuff. So I think that'd be interesting, rather than having the prequel a little bit after E-Day and kind of growing on Marcus and Dom's relationship, even though we already technically have that. So that's the only thing I can think of with the fourth Gears is a Pendulum War type game, and I don't really know where else to go off that.
Locust versus Locust.
I mean, Locust, I don't know. I'm really curious. I mean, like, one of the biggest questions is, like, where the hell did Queen Mira come from? Like, where, like...
She looks human.
Yeah, I still don't... From what I understand, and I kind of did research, she was, like, some sort of, like, human hybrid. Oh, bad man.
This podcast brought to you by Gears of War 3.
Yeah.
And Tyler and Johnny.
Be the Locust.
Yeah, we kind of had been talking a lot. I feel bad.
Well, okay, let's include the other two now. Let's go to the new infected game type for Modern
Just, but
Warfare
I
3.
don't play Modern Warfare 3, so it's just including Connor. Oh, wait.
Yeah. I don't play Modern Warfare.
No, but
either,
I know.
so.
I know the.
I do.
game mode.
Me and Tyler do. Okay.
Let's touch on
I know
this
the
a little
game
bit.
mode, so it's okay.
I personally think that bringing infected to public playlists is a good idea because it's something fun. It's something
It's
that
in
everyone.
public.
Yeah, they brought it to
Oh,
the
dear.
community playlist now.
Hmm.
They took out Drop Zone and put in infected. But I think it was a smart move in a sense because it just brings more fun to the game and it just lets people have fun, And I think it's going to help take away that Call of Duty is ruled by your KD because this game type will obviously kill your KD.
The fact that it affects your KD is just insane. That is just like, if you're the first zombie, you're done. Like, I've gone 2 and 33, and it's just like, well, I guess I just shouldn't care about it anymore.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like I think that's a good thing because I hate how people are just so I don't know.
Obsessed.
Like they just want everything to be with what's your KD? How good is your KD?
Mm.
And
I never agreed with the whole, you don't have a good KD, you're not a good player. I just think that's stupid.
Yeah. I totally agree with you.
I mean, I used to play Call of Duty for like a bit.